The painterly brushes in CorelDRAW are a fantastic tool for adding artistic flair and natural texture to your designs. These brushes mimic the look and feel of traditional media, such as watercolors, oils, and pastels, enabling you to create rich, expressive strokes that bring your artwork to life. Their versatility makes them perfect for everything, from digital illustrations and fine art projects to enhancing graphic designs with a touch of creativity. You can customize brush settings like size, glow, density, and transparency to achieve the exact effect you want with a hand-drawn aesthetic. And with seamless integration into CorelDRAW's vector-based environment, these brushes enable you to combine painterly effects with precise graphic elements. CorelDRAW Graphics Suite includes over 100 painterly brushes, with many additional brushes available to subscribers and brush packs available in our online store. The Painterly Brush Tool is a graphic design game-changing tool that allows you to create realistic raster brushstrokes. Unlike brush tools in other applications that are either vector-only or pixel-based only, the Painterly Brush Tool combines the best of both worlds, a pixel-based brush tool that is controlled by vector curves. Built on world-famous Corel Painter brush technology, this tool combines the realistic, organic textures and natural brush effects of pixel-based objects, meaning raster and bitmap images, with the easy editing, manipulation, scaling, and non-destructive quality of vector objects. When activated, the property bar features a brush picker, which lists dozens of brush strokes in several categories. The wide array of curated brushes includes textures of oils and acrylics, the graceful flow of watercolors, intricate detailing of airbrushing, the dry mediums of pencil, pastels, chalks, and markers, as well as digital effects and physics-inspired particle brushes. Each category can be expanded and collapsed. Hovering over each brush displays a preview below the list. Additional brush packs are available for purchase from our online store. The brush categories with orange icons are the default brushes included with CorelDRAW. The green icon categories belong to the brush packs that I purchased from the online store. Favorites can be used to store brushes that you want to find easily in the future. Brushes can be added to favorites by clicking the star icon next to the brush name. Clicking the star again removes a brush from favorites. Next to the brush picker is the media tray, which shows the currently used brush on the left, plus the two most recently used brushes. This allows for quick brush switching without having to search for them in the brush picker. The Painterly Brush Tool can create curves from scratch, and I can change outline color, brush size, or transparency. Settings remain in place for repeated brushstrokes. Brushstrokes can also be applied to existing paths, curves, and shapes created with a wide variety of drawing tools, and curves can be edited while retaining the bitmap effects. In the Objects Docker, a from-scratch brushstroke is called a curve. An applied brushstroke retains the name of its original vector object, which is also curve in this case. The additional brush icon indicates that a bitmap effect was applied. If I clear a brushstroke, the name curve remains, but the brush icon has now disappeared. I'll now undo this, and this time I'll use the break apart command. Now there are two objects, the curve, which is now invisible, and a bitmap. If I hide the bitmap and apply an outline color to this curve, it becomes visible. In addition to brush size and transparency, the property bar also contains controls for pen pressure, texture, focus mode, and more. These features are also found on the Painterly Brushstroke tab of the Properties Docker. Available settings are relevant to the current brush, so there is no danger of trying to apply settings that won't work. Clicking Reset returns a brush to its default settings. When applying a brushstroke, I can change brush size on the fly by holding down the Shift key and dragging up or down. The blue circular cursor indicates a brushstroke of constant width. If I were to use a brushstroke of random widths, the cursor would be a crosshair. While a brushstroke is selected with the Painterly Brush tool, I can also shift-drag to change its brush size. For some brushes, the texture dropdown can be used to customize brush appearance with options relevant to the selected brush. To create the illusion of surface roughness, I'll choose this texture and adjust its strength. To reduce jitter and make brushstrokes look smoother, I can use the smoothing setting. For airbrush and particle brushes, the density setting adjusts the density of droplets, or particles, in a brushstroke. The simulate pen pressure setting enables stylus-like pressure sensitivity with mouse movement. When enabled, this setting overrides pressure input from the stylus. Tilt angle and tilt direction will also simulate working with a stylus. For example, changing the tilt angle simulates the angle at which I would hold a pen. Also available for certain brushes, the glow setting makes brushstrokes gradually increase in brightness. When a brushstroke is drawn over itself repeatedly, colors build up to a luminous white. Additional editing options become available when you right-click a brushstroke to bring up its context menu. Finally, Painterly brushstrokes can be applied to text as well. I'll apply this effect and adjust, and the effect remains even after editing the text.